Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of one gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished for the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books of surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden who the angels named Lenore, nameless here, forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terror never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was nearly napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that this is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and the mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many flirt and flutter in stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance of war. "Though my crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though it answered little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing with no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, which such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only with the one word, as if his soul is the one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by replies so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what I utter is only stock and store, caught from our so unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster fall fast and fall faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope and melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird, and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking, fancying unto fancy, thinking that the ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly gaunt of ominous bird of yore meant is croaking, "Nevermore." Then I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushions of velvet lining, and the lamplight gloated o'er. but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight glowing o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfume from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath let thee, by these angels he had let thee, respite, and nempt thee from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind Nephthys, and forget his lost Lenore. Quaff the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted on his desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still as bird or devil. By the heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distance Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whose the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be the word our sign of parting, bird of a fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest of the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume as token, as they lie the soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit this bust above my door. Take thy beak from thy heart, and take the form for my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flirting, still is sitting on the palliate bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all seeming of the demons that is dreaming, and the lamp's light o'er is streaming throws and shadows on the floor, and my soul from the shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.